Okay, hey, I should be live here. Hold on one moment. I think this is. I'll turn this off for now. There we go. And what am I? Okay, cool. So I am. So, AMD RX 6000 series. So I was thinking about making. First of all, let me make sure audio is good because I'm gonna mic a little bit further away from me here. So I was thinking about. Okay, good. I want to make an independent video about this, but I'm afraid of too much clickbait. I just published a video talking about this with graphs, and it did pretty well. But I just want to be careful because as much as I want more views, which will give me more like AdSense and everything, you know, it's I still want to be as fair as possible. Why does it not let me monetize? This is weird. I should probably have a thumbnail. Anyway, so let me make sure you guys are seeing the right screen. Okay, so let me shrink my head here because this is important. There we go. Okay, so we want to go to, where was it? Probably, yeah. No, I want to compare. I don't want benchmarks. Here, compare specs. We're going to go to the benchmarks menu. So let's do this, and let's do NVIDIA RTX 3000 series. 3000 series. Okay, my stream's bitrate is lower than recommended. Okay, let's change that here. Okay, let's do 4500. That should make them happier. Can I put out that much? Yeah, okay, yeah. I was gonna say I'm on pretty fast network here. So here, let me also share my stream just for more I guess transparency or whatever. Where I should probably go to my main channel. Okay. There's that. There's that. There's that. Sorry guys. You'd think I'd be more prepared for this, but anyway, let me see if I can get like a side-by-side specs on this here. Hopefully I can. Okay, now I want the spec sheets here. Let me also bring this one mic closer to me so you guys can see better. Okay. Close enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and side by side here. Perfect. Now you guys should be able to see that. Let me go ahead and paste in here. Okay, post, perfect. Okay, so before I go into AMD's benchmarks, I want to talk about, I'm not sure how much this is really going to give us, but so when we look at these two cards, so we have the 6900 XT and RTX 3090. They're so different because we have half the stream processors as this, but we have, and the thing is, you can't compare stream processors to CUDA cores, right? So that's something to consider. They're built on different platforms, but this only is a 256-bit bus. Don't know where it actually says that, but I know it does. They all have 256-bit. Yeah, it's down here. They're faster, but I mean, 500 megahertz cores are going to make up a huge difference necessarily. They don't mention. Did they mention how many compute units are in here? They don't, which kind of stinks. Let me see. I don't know. Okay. Let's see if this shows it all. No, we want compute. No, I need to see NVIDIA mentions compute units. I'm thinking they probably don't. That might be an AMD specific. But anyway, so there's probably, actually, you know what? Let's do Robson, because I think they both have ROPs. Let's try again. Okay, so it sounds like, what, 96? I don't know which card this is referring to, but it's probably 96. Even if it's 112. So chances are this has the same, if not more ROPs. Has less CUDA cores versus stream processors. It has faster, okay, yeah. It has faster core clock, but it has slower memory clock, right? So the bandwidth's also higher. So, you know, we look at, I don't know what the throughput here is, but this is 512. This is probably, I should have this stat. I mean, they don't show it, which is really frustrating that I don't have all the stats I need, but I want to say it's like 700 or 800. So definitely more memory throughput. There's no doubt about that. So, you know, these cards have more transistors. I think they're like 28 billion versus 26. Granted, there's 7 nanometer versus I think 10 or 12. So it's a little bit up in the air when we look at the full specs of these, of how well it's going to go up against it. What I do believe, my guess is, I'm not going to have these cards in hand. I've been thinking about getting this card. Don't hold me to it. I might get this card, I might get neither. I haven't decided yet. It just kind of depends on what's like financially a good move for me. But I have thought that, oh, okay, thanks, Gary. I honestly don't think that this card is going to handily beat this card. So what I think is going to happen on the lower end is we're going to see probably, okay, not on the lower end, on the 6800 versus 3080. I think we're going to see basically what we saw with the 1060 versus the 580. And that was depending on which game was more optimized than the other. You know, some games are, you know, AMD works a lot closer than NVIDIA and vice versa. I think that'll kind of depend on which card, the 3080 or the 6800 XT, is going to perform better. I think they're going to be dead even, and I'm really happy to see that because AMD has not competed at this level, which is, you know, NVIDIA's flagship card. The 3090 is not a flagship. It's like it's a special card. It's not a Titan class, but it's something different. I think the 6800, the non-XT, is going to wipe the floor at the 3070. I don't think this car stands a chance. I think it's going to be upwards of 15 to 20% higher in performance. And this card's going to have to drop in price to be competitive. I really wish AMD would have called this the 6700 XT and dropped it at $499. Even if they would have dialed everything back a little bit further. The thing is that it all depends on how well this performs. If this performs, trades below the 3080, this may have not been able to trim back much. I mean, you trimmed off 600 stream processors, you trimmed off 48 texture units, you trimmed off 150 megahertz, you trimmed off, you know, the peak fill rate, both pixel and textures down. Your floating point precision, both FP60 and 32 is down. You know, your ROPs actually drop from here to here. So I actually think they should just lower the price. I think that when I'm comparing these two cards, I feel like there's a much bigger jump from here to here than here to here, because literally we're losing 8 ray accelerators, or we'll say compute units in this case, versus 12. We're losing no ROPs versus 32. So yeah, 32. We're losing 512 stream processors versus that's going to be 752 or something like that, or 58. And, yes, no, 68. Yeah, so 768. You're losing 48 versus 32. So I feel like this should have been $599. I'm not saying this is a bad value for $579. I just think they should have like literally put this at the same price at $3070 and then just did NVIDIA's grave at that price point. My problem is the 3090, I think, I don't know, let's see what LTT did with the 3090. LTT, think they reviewed this card. Okay.
NVIDIA's top of...
Okay, so let's start looking at benchmarks here. Honestly, Gamers Nexus is probably better, but so 22% there. I should probably, oh wait, I should, okay. So 22% there. The difference here is 18, so we're only like 15% here. 13 inverse. That's gonna be like 16%. I'm doing really quick math here. 23 at that point is gonna be roughly 16, 17%. Okay, so this card's universally like around 15, 16%. When we look at, actually let's do this. Let's duplicate that. Go back here. Show more benchmarks. Select game. So let's start Battlefield 5. 113. So there's only a 7% jump here, right? No, that's like 6. My bad. Now this is 4K, so this should be like the biggest gap. Here's a decent. So this is 6 FPS. That's still only like 10%. 100 to 90, so we're about 12%. 80, 8%. So, I mean, the moral of the story is this is probably the biggest jump. Nah, that's only 10%. Is that there's, so this goes up by $350, so it's essentially 50% more. Doing my math, doing really bad math here. And you're getting like 10% more performance, whereas NVIDIA is charging almost a little bit more than double. So, okay, they're doing good there. But what I don't like about this is, okay, they're like, okay, DirectX 11, okay, this one, DirectX 12, this one, DirectX 12, and you know, so here's what I don't like. NVIDIA is claiming, so there's a couple of things to look at those benchmarks. Just to be clear, is I think these benchmarks are very accurate. I don't think they're doing anything in these benchmarks that is morally wrong. I don't think they're underreporting. I think they're reporting accurate information that they're getting from their team. However, the things I don't like about it is not necessarily that's using the smart cache. I'm not too upset about that. I feel like that's okay. But to be honest, I would have liked this. It's one of those things where they're not going to grab an Intel chip. This is probably the best gaming CPU on the market, so of course you're going to do it. So that is what it is. What gets me is they should have every API here. Because then they should be able to say, hey, look, like, we recommend DX12 and Vulkan. They're newer, they're better. You know, we're better in the current APIs. And still show DirectX 11 across the board. I would have liked that better. Because my problem is they're cherry picking, and they're being honest about the cherry picking. And they are showing games like Division 2, which, from my experience, does favor NVIDIA in the games, right? Even though it says AMD at the beginning of the title. But they are showing losses. They do have, 1440p. I'm okay with them not showing 1080p. I think that's irrelevant. I think if you're 1080p and you're spending $500 on a graphics card, you're doing it wrong. Especially because this monitor is 1440p, 75 hertz, and it was $130, and it's IPS. So that's kind of my excuse there. But yeah, so I would have liked to see every API tested. And I would have liked them to say, hey, we recommend Vulkan or DirectX 12 in these games. These give you the best AMD performance. And as you can see here, the newer APIs do benefit our architecture better. And we recommend it over, say, the X11 or whatever have you, right? I just feel like unless you're somebody like me or a lot of my viewers, you may not be able to ascertain that. So that's kind of a downside. That being said, I think that the 6900 XT is probably not going to win across the 3090. I think if you take all the benchmarks, I think the 6900 XT is going to slow below it. But at $1,000, I'm okay with that. I'm actually very happy that if they can deliver 95 to 98% of the performance for essentially 33% less cost, that's a huge win. They don't need to beat NVIDIA. They just have to be able to compete. So, and I think they're compete on the mid-level. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Next, I have, oh God. I got to start rearranging some stuff here. If you guys want to be along for the ride for some of the work I'm about to be doing, I don't know how exciting this work is going to be here, but let me. This is only 720p. What the hell? Kind of wish it was 1080p. My webcam here. Let me try this. Let's remove display capture. Okay, yeah, no. Let's do video capture again here. Oh, wait, no, I need to, why'd I do that? Okay, get rid of you, yes. Okay, you're there. Sorry, guys. You think I would not be that bad at this? Display capture, that's what I need. No, we need the 1440p one. Then I need to size this one down a fair bit. There we go. Now, is this one of my mods messaging me? Oh no, it's my cleaning company. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you guys in the day in the life of some of the stuff I get to work on here. So give me a minute, I have to reorganize. Probably, here, let me get some light going here for you guys. I think I'll just work over here today. So you guys can actually have, I need to get my screwdrivers here and everything I'll be working on. Here we are. This guy. Then I need a stock cooler. I don't know where my Elgato went to, or else I'd be able to use that a lot easier. Now there's a drawer full of heat sinks here, so I'm going to grab what comes with the 3600. I believe is this one right here. And we're going to move these monitors so hopefully they don't fall. Question is kind of pivot and show you guys what the hell I'm working on. That I don't know. That's close enough. Oops. I hate it when that happens. I think it's... There we go. And then... I'll bring out my stream and just mute it so I can make sure I'm doing everything right. Hold please on that one. Come on. Ah, there we go. Come on. Perfect. So, what I have to work on right now is I have to first benchmark a cooler, but before I do that, actually what I can do is, for now anyway, is I can benchmark the existing cooler to give me a pretty good, so I have a Be Quiet think it's Dark Rock 5 or something. I'm not entirely sure. Let me make sure everything's plugged in. The only thing is, I'm actually just doing a comparison between coolers because I don't really have a standard test bench anymore. This is just my one gaming rig, so let me grab this keyboard and mouse over here. Also this external SSD. So I would use that system, but it has a locked i5, and I feel like that's going to give very limiting results. So that is life. Yeah, that's going to be a video I'll be working on pretty soon. I have all the benchmarks for, but I just haven't actually done the editing yet for it. Needless to say, I was actually very surprised with the results. I mean, I expected them to be a little different, all things considered. There we go. Wish I could, like, if I had a capture card, I could just switch over to, like, that computer, but how is, okay, that's pointing downwards, which you guys probably don't care to be looking down there. And then, let's turn this so you guys aren't too blinded. I'm actually surprised at how bright that is. Filming lights. That's enough. I can probably, for now, turn it off until I'll leave it like that. Okay. So for now, I can probably play at the webcam and show you guys what I'm working on. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. How's that? Ah, there we go. That's not too shabby. Yeah, I think my wife has my Elgato and I never got it back from her, so. Okay. This. Cord cut. Hold on. RIP headphone users. Sorry. There we go. So there's a couple ways I can do this. I believe I can't do IDA 64 on this, but I'll check. Make sure this is not sitting on anything. Looks like it's a little bit of a lean to the left, that's why. Okay. I don't know if this is flagged or not. Hopefully it's not. But we'll find out here shortly. So what I'll do is I'll install IDA 64, assuming it's not already installed, and I can install it. I feel like I didn't on this system. At least not with this board, I don't think I have. So we'll find out. We'll launch it. We'll see what it says to me here. Make sure it's not expired. Okay, 30-day evaluation. Perfect. Okay. So then we're going to open up this guy. We have hardware info 64. Actually, do I have that installed on here? I might already. Okay. So, okay, so that's our baseline. So what we're going to do is this, I don't know. I'm going to take, let's see if anybody's watching. I'm going to take maybe some advice from you guys. So here's the thing. I have in here a 1080 water cooled, okay? The problem is that's not going to add much heat to the test. So, I mean, it does and doesn't to a degree, I guess. So since this is only CPU only and this is going to be an apples to apples test, I think it's fine. I do, if I ever do put up a test bench again, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm doing open air cooler. So we're going to run this for, I want to say 10 minutes, give or take. So I'm going to start a timer now for 10 minutes and just see what kind of timer 10. Although I'm pretty sure I just lost video. Why did I enter sleep mode? No, yeah, okay, so it totally just rebooted on me. Lovely. I've been having a couple OS issues with this system. And I don't... Let me bring up hardware info again, because I'm not sure if there is an issue with my setup here, actually. Oh, you know what? I have manual overclock on the CPU because I was testing something. That's why. Sorry. Alright, let's go ahead and pause this here, or delete the timer. Yeah, so that is the life of doing these kinds of things. You live and you learn. I need to spam delete to get into... There we go. Okay, so let's... Auto, and then we can... For advanced, overclocking, enabled. Okay, perfect. Now we can go ahead and run the test. My bad there, guys. Did not mean to crash there. Get her booted back up. Hopefully we have, oops. Oh, I have some good news to share. So especially for, is it, okay. I have to date, which is approximately 9 weeks, lost 40 pounds. So I am hoping to continue in at least another 50, potentially more, we'll see. But it all depends on the rate and if I can continue with what I'm doing. So, okay, let's get out of there. Okay, now we should be good to go. Okay, temp was good. Yeah, I most likely was. Let me check my GPU. Okay, so CPU is sitting around 70. GPU is cold as can be, so GPU is not putting out a lot of power though, I will say that. I feel like I'd have to add these together. But anyway. So GPU temp, let's ramp it up. It's my CPU sitting at. Okay, now I can go and start this timer that I was talking about. Timer, 10 minutes. There we go. So this should finish in probably the 80 range, I suspect. But see, I did order some cables. Here, I'll show you guys some of the things. Here, we'll go through Build a PC Sales subreddit. That's always one of my more favorite here to do. I always like to look at the good deals. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah, not bad. I think it lacks fans, maybe. Yeah, wait, does that have no fans installed? Doesn't even tell you. I'd be a little bit hesitant about that. Wow. Wow. I mean, I know it's not RGB, but that's a good deal. I mean, well, it's already claimed, so be it. Wow. That's nuts. How much are these? Wow, even that isn't. Oh, okay, that's. See, okay, I thought that was CL16. But I mean, even so, that's not horrible. But that, yeah, that was a good deal. Okay. not that cast latency, but it's also HP memory apparently. It's not a bad deal, not a bad deal. This is gonna kill me for trying to make money on this one system. Pre-builds. Is this today only? Oh yeah, I bought this, so expect a video of this coming out soon. Oh, I need a thermometer. It's on the ground, damn it. Play back, hold on a second. So that way I can normalize it or whatever I decide to do. But anyway, yeah, so I have this coming. I'm going to put 8 more gigs of RAM in it, which I don't know how that's going to work. We'll figure it out. Supposedly it's single channel. This is essentially what I built, and it cost me, oh God, $930. And I have to charge sales tax and build fees and everything. Except I don't cut your mustard cables and arguably a better case, but that's not bad. If you need a pre-built, it can be worth it. Damn. Well, there's a mail rebate involved with that, but still, that's not a bad deal. I wouldn't say that's a great deal. 4000D, whatever that is. I've seen this on sale for cheaper. If that wasn't a mail rebate, I'd say go after that. This, I'm kind of up in the air. I've built in this case before. It's all right. If this wasn't a mail and rebate, I would say jump on if you want a super budget case. I mean, it only comes with one fan, I believe. But throw another cheapo fan, it's good for an ultra budget build. That's pretty good price. I just don't pay that much money on motherboards. That's a pretty good deal. That's a good deal because I don't think there's any mail rebate involved with that. I like this deal a lot. Is this just straight up? Yeah, this is a good deal. I have the ATX version of this board myself. It's when I'm actually literally using this other computer. But yeah, if you need a micro board, that's fantastic. That's out of stock now. Let's see. No, that's not NVMe. With the price of NVMe, I wouldn't bother with the SATA drive in most cases. Unless you're on like super duper budget where like $5 is going to make a difference, which been there. See how good this is. It says additional $4 off. It doesn't say where, but I mean, so with this, first of all, $329, you're high, honey. Maybe from, oh yeah, them. So assuming this isn't trash, right? The problem with power supplies right now is they're a little bit pricey, and it's hard not to overspend right now in that category. So if you're going to go for a mid-range system, so I'm thinking like 1660 Ti, 5600 XT or lower, this is fine. Granted, I went with 80 plus gold, but this would be fine for up to that. So that's kind of where that really fits in. I think that's a good price at that price. So I actually was looking at this a little bit because these coolers that I'm going to be testing here are actually the same brand. I'm not a big fan of 240 AIOs anymore personally. Just not really. I feel like they don't perform that well. But this wouldn't fit in the case I have it in right now. So, but I mean, for the price though, if it's probably going to be comparable to a dual tower at the same price. I think that's pretty good. Plus, this is 4-pin RGB, not 3-pin. So some of your more legacy boards, like the early AM3 or AM4 rather, and your late 11.5Xs, like 11.5.1 Gen 2, those will work for that. This is a good deal if you just need a good case, straight up. If that's what you're looking for, This is a fantastic case for the price. I think it comes with 2 or 3 fans. I want to say, can't tell, 2. So yeah, this is definitely a really, really good deal for the price. There's no side panel, unfortunately. Shocker. I mean, that's a good price. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I'd go for a higher wattage 80 plus gold power supply instead. Like here, 20 bucks more, you know, you can get 1,000 watt. This, I don't really like. So if this is, I think it's too expensive. So if this was $250 and it had open DIMM slot and you could at least swap out the SSD, I would say go for it, because you know, if it has a 4 gig slot open, and actually, yeah, if it has a 4 gig slot open, and if it has either a slot for another hard drive, whatever, you know, 4 gigs is cheap. So if it's $250 and you have to put another $50 into it, and now you have a 2-core, 4-thread, 8 gigs RAM, a little more storage for $300, I can sign off on that. But in most cases, I probably wouldn't. So not a great deal, but it's a deal, I guess. I probably didn't get one of these. Oh, let's see what's going on in EVGB stock. This is where you want to pay attention to. They've been having killer deals, so, well, I mean, you can see right here, RTX 2080 Super 450 or 469. That's a killer deal. Did they have any TIs? Okay, all those are a regular price. Let's just do B stock in general. Let's see what we got going on B stock. So, you have some power supplies that most likely won't burn your house down for dirt cheap. To be honest, I would really try to get this if you could, or something like this. Something like this. I have this for tester, ultra budget, but here's the thing. I mean, these are definitely better than a lot of the options out there. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, like, we're talking legacy computers. You got a legacy mid-range computer from a couple years ago that the power supply died. Grab this, and maybe if you're going to replace it with a maximum mid-range graphics card, maybe. But it's not that it's going to fry your system. It's just, you know, the $10 or $15 you're saving may, like, just get a better quality into my last year the whole computer's life. That's kind of where I'm at on it. But anyway, so so not a lot going on in graphics cards. So pay attention. Tuesday night and Wednesday, there's usually a lot going on there. Also, use this code. So if you're watching stream, pause, use that code, because that'll give you 5 to 10% off. So B stock 5% off, power supplies 10. But that's also, sorry. That's 5%. Like if it's $700, you save $35 on a graphics card. Okay, so we are 78.4 is the peak. I don't have per core breakdown here, so 20.2 is the current ambient temperature. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open Microsoft Excel. So there's 2 ways to do this. So I'm going to make a column of, we're going to call this temp recorded, ambient temp, adjusted, and final. So how this is going to work is this is going to be 20 across the board. So this is going to be for 4 coolers most likely. First one's going to come in, what I say, well, it said 79.4, but I did say, what did I say? Listen to my stream here. Making the first mention. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open Microsoft Excel. I just realized I forgot to make the camera smaller. Sorry. So everything I've been doing, you guys haven't seen. We are 78.4. Okay, so it was 78.4. Okay. I really hasn't moved much. So 78.4. Ambient temperature was at 20.2. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm going to go over all those deals again. That was my bad. So I thought I moved this out of the way. There we go. And we'll actually do this up here for now. So then this is a simple equals this minus this plus that. That's going to be in degrees Celsius. So this is it's just going to be normalized to 20 degrees, which is fine. This is going to be the, I think it's called a dark rock 2. I think I'll double check for the actual video, but okay. So now that we got that temperature, we're going to stop this. Going to shut her down, and I'm going to use the monitor so you guys can watch me work, I guess. Oh, I hate it when it does that. This, I might have to actually replace this cord at some point in the future here, but not now. All right, so now we're going to install the stock cooler, because I don't have any statistics on this particular system with the stock cooler, so gonna have to do that. I have a weird, let me grab another one of these. Hold on 1 second here. Ooh, that one's not in great shape. I still have to clean this one off, but this one might work better. In fact, let me get something to clean this off. Also, let me see what your guys' view is right now. Okay, not a great view, but it's a view. There we go. I'm happy with how this is much less imperfections from sitting, so that'll do. This is where I may have to turn the light on so you guys can see, but I do have a monitor omitting light, so who knows? That might actually be enough. Yeah. That's a fair bit. You guys aren't going to see the intricate things that I'm doing, but so first things first, turn off the power supply because don't want to accidentally turn it on us because then we can hurt ourselves. This will be sufficient versus an anti-static wrist strap since everything's kind of already installed. Where is my screwdriver at? Did I forget to bring it? That's right here. Okay. So this is kind of a tight fit up here, so we're going to pop out the memory sticks for now. They don't pop out that easily. Let's see if I can get to this here. If I can, then I'll be good. Perfect. That's going to be fun to deal with. Okay. I think my AC is actually about to turn on. Oh no, it's my furnace, so hopefully it's not super loud for you guys. So I'm going to want to keep all this stuff together if possible. Luckily this cooler actually is not too bad to install, so we'll give it I want to wiggle it side to side so you don't accidentally pull the CPU out with it. I have done that with AM4 a couple times. So I know I didn't bring the paper towels over with me like an idiot. Not over here. actually bring up in case any comments pop up. I can answer them. Okay, yeah, no comments are up. So, and then shrink that. There we go. Perfect. So let me see if I can get you guys a little bit more into here. That's about as into there as you're going to get. I'm cleaning off the CPU as we speak. In fact, I actually need a little more light. This has been on for probably 5 to 6 months, so it's on there. I'm not going to really bother getting off the sides. I'm not taking the CPU out, but I'm going to also clean off that guy as well here. Perfect. So the mounting mechanism, oh god, that's heavier than I expected. It's actually pretty straightforward, which is nice. So I just have to unscrew those, and then there's these little plastic posts that go down. Now what's most likely going to happen is the back plate's going to fall off, which is going to suck for me, but it is what it is. Okay, let's see if I can. And then let me get some more light over here. Now you guys can somewhat see. Wait. Oh, now you're. You can see my cables are in the way. Let's try maybe that side. Well, I feel like this was the best option if I can get it to stay. I see that's not going to be easy. No, I'm still not happy with that. Let's see if I can. I really wish my camera was working. Does this pop out? Hold on a second. Oh. That's not going to help significantly, but except the problem is now you're in my way. Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, this backplate's gonna fall out. Yay. Fun. Oh. Hope you guys for the time being. Well, if we're really careful, we haven't lost the backplate entirely yet. Well, we lost them. So you guys are going to have to go back up here for a minute. I also need thermal paste, which is most likely on the workbench. Yeah. Do you think there's any justification for? No, none whatsoever. Sorry if you're just joining, you missed the part where I went over all that, but I can probably do it here in a bit. Between runs and installations probably, but. I'm going to try to do this without having actually take the back off, but we'll see. Oh god, there was something attached to this screwdriver and I don't know what it was. What's the chances of this one going to... I'd be this lucky. I don't normally ever recommend not doing this in a cross pattern, but looks like I'm able to grab the, yep, I think I did it. Let me double check. I think I did grab the back plate. Shocker. Okay, maybe not this one yet, but I did for the other ones. There we go, grabbed it. I grabbed it in all four corners. So this back plate's not adhered to the back. So a fix for that is you're using like double-sided sticky tape and stick it to the back without touching the socket. But I would actually probably take electrical tape and do that. It's probably the safest. But yeah, so yeah, I already went over the RTX, but the problem is that AMD, they're being honest with their results. The problem is I don't think, do I not have, I'm plugged into the CPU header for one of it. Oh, is that all of them? Yeah, that is all of them. Let me think. Let me see where I have them all plugged in now. Let me plug this one in here. Hold on a second, guys. I really don't want to take out the graphics card, but so I think this is the pump. Nah, it's not the rest of this pump, but sorry. You know what? I am going to have to flip this over anyway because this fan is still plugged in to the back here, so. So let's see. Okay. There's that. Here's this one. Yay for losing stuff, but whatever. I actually have spares of those, surprisingly. Alright, put down here. Question is, where'd the other one go? I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, what I was saying is, no, I don't think it's going to be worth it by any means. I think that AMD will be within probably on average 5% from Intel or from NVIDIA's chips. So with that said, it's not going to be worth it, none whatsoever. I think NVIDIA's going to be forced to lower their prices. I think they're going to have to lower it to 1,000 to be competitive. I think we might see a little bit of a pricing war between those cards. I actually think that the big difference is that it's actually much cheaper for AMD to produce their card because it's the same exact chip, same exact memory configuration. It's just a higher bit. Why is this not wanting to close? Potentially because of that. Good. This bomb never wants to latch in. I don't know why. There's nothing obstructing it. It's probably used, to be honest. There we go. But yeah, so I think NVIDIA is going to be competing with the 3080. I think they're going to straight up lose with the 3090 because of price. So unless they want to compete, they're going to have to lower the price on it. And they're going to have to lower it to $1,000. Being 5% better for even $200 more is not worth it. I understand that the price to performance drops significantly when you start to spend top tier money, but that's the truth, right? If they want to be competitive, that's what they're going to have to do. So, but I think the 3070 is in serious trouble. I think NVIDIA is lucky that AMD is charging $580 instead of $500 for that card. We're actually going to go over this here in a minute again because I think it's good for people that tuned in later. The 6800 is trimmed down quite a bit, or sorry, 6800. I feel it should be called 6700 XT, and I also think with how much they trimmed it down by, they should have lowered the price a bit more, because you'll see here in a minute. Let me put the power supply here. So I'll extend this out so you guys can see that, and then, oops. Come on. Hold on a sec, guys, sorry. Currently don't have any video out, but I'll work with that in a second. Let me shrink. There we go. And I did have you, and then here we go. Side note, I do have to figure out why we're not posting video. Should be. Didn't I unplug anything else? HDMI wasn't in all the way. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if that was the problem. We'll find out. Should. Still blinking. Oh, I know why. I didn't put the memory back in. Okay, so let me Here we go. So now you think I would actually get an error for that, but regardless. So here we go. The 3800 XT and 3900 XT, it's going to be probably a 5, probably closer to 10% battle. The 3800 XT versus 3900. When you look at the specs, they're very, very, very similar. You're gaining, 10% more stream processors. You're getting 10% more compute units. You're gaining no ROPS at all. And there's a clock speed difference. No, there's not a clock speed difference. So truthfully, the performance should not be drastically better. I think there's going to be a larger gap between the 3900 XT, or the, not 3900 XT, the RTX 3000, 3090, excuse me. Yeah, there's going to be a larger gap between that and 3080. So, as I said earlier in the stream, sorry, I'm trying to get the memory in here. Hang tight for a second. This is a really, really tight fit, so it's not fun. Which is also probably why I'm never going to go with this memory again. Okay, I'm going to have to turn this. Sorry, guys. I think I'd be able to do 2 birds with 1 stone here. Oh, come on. Okay, am I putting this in backwards? I don't think so. No, I was putting it right. It was trying to go in like it wasn't going in right. The problem is the wings sit against the graphics card, so it makes it hard to install. There's one, and then here's the second one. We've got like 2 DIMMs. Okay. Make sure this turns on. Anyway, where's that? So yeah, when you look at the difference, it's essentially the same card. You do get more stream processors, more compute units, but outside of that, it's the same card. Obviously, the stream processors and compute units do allow for a higher texture fill rate, higher precision, both single and half. So that's the thing. When you compare the two, there's not a big difference. When you compare the 1600 XT and the 1600, there's a difference there. What's this yelling at me for now? Hold on a second. I have red lights on. CPU and DRAM? How am I getting both errors? I can do that if I don't have the memory in all the way. Like literally, we didn't take the CPU out. I'm immediately getting, okay, there we go. Now we're in post. VGA boots. There we go. Okay. Now I can focus on talking to you guys again. I'm sorry. So, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so there's a much bigger difference. You're literally, if you're looking at going from 60 to 72, that is a 20% gain. When you look to go from 21 to 22, that's a little bit of a smaller gain. My math's not working right now. It's like, 5%, 6%, something like that. But when you go down the line, there's a big difference between the bottom end. But when you look at these 2 cards, yeah, the interface is a little bit different, less memory. It's not going over like CUDA cores, or actually I think it does up here, yeah. So you are making a leap here, but I just feel like there's a much bigger jump from 3080 to 3090. So the 1600 XT should more or less, or 1600 XT should be trading blows at 3080, maybe beat it. We don't know yet. And the 6900 XT is probably going to lose to 3090 by a little bit, but it's going to kill it in price. The 6800, as I said earlier in the stream, should have been called the 6700 XT because it is literally a trimmed down version of 1600. That's normally what they've done. And I think it's going to take the 3070 to the cleaners. Absolutely no doubt. If I had to bet on one of them being the one that takes the other one to the cleaners, that would be it. So, oh wait, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and benchmark this guy. So, let's see, we're sitting at 43 idle, close, tools, stability test, stretch GPU, start. There we go. Okay, now we're going to set a timer for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to take it from there. Perfect. Hey, we're already up in the upper 70s. Shocker. Okay. So let's go back to here. This is, actually, let me see what you guys see before I do that. Okay. Let's move this to the other side. Perfect. Go all the way back up. So, let's do by new. Actually, it should already be by new. Okay. Didn't like this case. Doesn't look like it comes with any fans. I don't know. I mean, I feel like you can get some X570 or some really good B550 boards. Does someone want to tell him? Well, if that's the B550, then it's fine. The X570 was trash. Let's see what this says here. Here we go. Nope, wrong line. It's because somebody made a general tier list for this. And that was the... Okay, so they have this listed as... Okay. So that's good. That's a really good budget board. You're looking at basically the best chip out there on ambient cooling over the VRM. So that is actually a really good deal. Now, when you look at X570, they don't even have it here. Oh, it was so bad. It was the X570 MSI. It was the let's see where they have. Well, the V550 Tomahawk is considered great. I'm actually surprised. What's the 450? My wife has a 450, so that's actually still pretty good. But the X570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi was horrible. I thought hers was down there. Okay, yes. She has the B450 variant. So C tier. I have the B450 Pro 4. So I'm also in the C tier. Oh, wait, no. Mine's... let me do Pro 4. Why... Yep. So mine's also in the C tier. So, you know, you're looking at 3900X maxed out at 1.3 volts, ambient cooling at probably 95. So that's way more than what we need. Let me see how well this is doing here. Yeah, see, we're already at 90 degrees, so we're 12 degrees warmer, but we'll let it ride out for a little bit. But yeah, that's a good board. That actually is a good pickup. If there's a Wi-Fi version, I'd probably consider that if is it the same VRM? I know that was plus. So no, I don't have it up still, do I? Here, let's look at this. Okay. Oh, this is a sleeper board, by the way. Really good price. These are around $110 on sale. Oh wait, that's not the micro ATX version. Okay, I thought it was. Let me see how much this is currently going for. Is this a different board? This doesn't have any. I feel like the ATX version doesn't actually exist, but whichever. I guess the assumption is the Wi-Fi variants are identical, but it's actually not always true. Anyway, that is regardless a good board though. This is a good deal, but I think it's already claimed. $43 for 3200 megahertz memory. In fact, it's now up in price because the deal's gone. Too expensive in my opinion. I wouldn't go D plus platinum. I mean, there's reasons for it, but I wouldn't. That's a good deal, except there's a mail-in rebate involved. But even so, like, it's what, $249 without a rebate. So that's a good deal. I have the gigabyte version. Is this case any good? Never seen a 4000D. Looks somewhat modern. Looks very sleek. I'd say if you're looking for that kind of build, go for it. Oh yeah, I should have that. If this didn't have a mail-in rebate, I would say if this was like this price without a mail-in rebate, I would say buy it. Don't ask questions later. With the mail-in rebate, I think there's other options for consideration. So that's kind of my take there. Let's look at ASRock. So yeah, this is the, where is the steel? So they don't have the B550 Steel Legend. Now I'm going to take a guess and say it's going to have to fall around here because it's going to have either the same VRM or better. So your mileage may vary. What the deal I will tell you about, this is the deal right here. So you're looking at basically, yeah, you're looking at a C tier. So when we say C tier, look at what it can handle. 3900X with 1.3 volts, and we're talking ambient cooling. So we're not talking about, you know, if you have a, it doesn't say little, it just says ambient cooling. So if you have a rear exhaust fan, that's fine. But like most of you guys are not going to be overclocking, to be honest. I just do precision boost. I think overclocking is a headache at this point with how binned everything is, but regardless. This case, if it wasn't for a mail-in rebate, I'd give you the signature for it. I think $35 for this case is fine. It's a modern design micro ATX case. It has enough room. I've worked with the H15, which is okay. I think for $45 for a rebate, I'd say hang on. Good. I'd like 3200 to sign off on that. Like this is a good deal. This I wouldn't buy this at this point. So I've used this board all over the place with this existing now. You know, when we look at it, you know, better VRM cooling. Even have a heat shield over the M.2. You have I think they both have two M.2s, yeah. But I just like this. I think it's a little more modern, a little cleaner look. Let's look at the I.O. difference, see if there's a difference in I.O. So this has, the new one has a spot for a Wi-Fi card, which is cool. You have plenty of display outs. You have your PS2. So we have the same, so we have 7 USB, yeah, same amount. So same overall, except it has a spot for the Wi-Fi cutout. So I think they do make a Wi-Fi version of this particular board. What's this board? It's a little extra even for me. Yeah, okay, sorry I said that. I just bought this laptop. As I said earlier, it's I'm going to be reviewing it here in a bit. Once I get it in, I'm going to try to upgrade the memory, and hopefully it's a good deal. Da, 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 da. Got a mechanical keyboard. Beware ISO enter key. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it's not ideal. SATA at $90, wouldn't buy it. I would only spend about $80 on a SATA SSD at this point. That's cool. So apparently they will actually honor the mess up they made. If this is a decent quality power supply, I would say go for it. Sorry guys. We maxed out at 91.9 and temperature's gone up a little bit here, so let's do 91.9 and 23.4. So not bad. Now do note that this is probably running a lower average average speed potentially. I'm not sure, but that's generally the case. Okay, we'll stop this for now. Shut this bad boy down for the minute. I'll start on that. I'll kind of go back on what's a good deal. 2 terabyte for 220. No, I've seen, I mean, granted, they're probably QLCs, but I've seen them for like 180, 190, so I'd wait for that. Let me see what this is about here. A lot of stuff open. Oh, wait, let me reopen that last tab. I might do that later. Oh, this is interesting. It's upside down. Fun case, wouldn't recommend for somebody newer. So, this power supply, I like this. So this isn't gonna be amazing, top tier, whatever have you, right? But what I like about this is, well, it's not sold by Newegg, so I'd say buyer beware, but keep that in mind. This is going to be fine for most mid-range systems. We're talking 1660 Ti, RX 5600 XT and lower. Probably like a 3800X, 3700X and lower. I mean, it'd be fine 3900X, but it's just like when you're spending that much money, that's when you're going to add an extra $30 for an 80 plus gold variant. But here we have one that's supposedly $70. Here's my take on this. Is they're saying this is LTT tier A. So 1 year warranty. That and the fact that this is made like overseas, I would not touch this at all because I've had Corsair power supply and I'm not a big fan of Corsair products across the board. I've had Corsair power supply take out a system and they actually gave me payment for everything that was fried. So granted, it was only a motherboard and it was like $50, but that was pretty cool. It took a little bit, but in the end I got what I needed, so it's fine. This is pretty neat. So basically all purchases between now and before Black Friday goes live will be protected under Black Friday, so that's cool. This case is a steal. It doesn't have a side window. The tempered glass version's like a bit more, but man, this is a good deal. If you need a good, cheap case, I wouldn't say $60 is cheap though. I think that's like, you have options at $60. When you go $60, $80, I think there's a lot of options there. But like, if you want the best case you can get for $60, this is it right here. Like, there's no questions asked there. Not a great, I mean, oh, CL16. Okay, no, that's a good deal. Let me make sure it actually is CL16. Oh, it's out of stock, so I'm going to point. But yeah, that actually was a really good deal. See, I wouldn't buy this because I feel like at that price you're going to get a higher wattage plus gold like this one, assuming that one's worth a damn. I had this board. I wouldn't buy it again. Just spending that much money on a board is stupid in my opinion. This is interesting, but like he said, I wouldn't touch it with 4 gigs solder. I wouldn't touch this for more than 250. So here's my take. If this has one open DIMM slot and the solder memory is at least 30, it should be 3200 megahertz, and it has the open slot and hard drive expandability is easy, I would buy it because 4 gigs of RAM is cheap. You can probably get yourself double the capacity. especially if there's like a second slot. I'd be all over that. If it's just a one slot, I would think about it, but I think that you can really deliver a good system for like a little under like $350 with that as a base system. So pay attention to B stock. They usually have some really good deals. I buy a lot out of there. Wouldn't spend that much money on this board unless it's a good board though. So if you're going higher end, maybe. I don't know how good this VRM is. Let me see here. One of the cool things about ASUS boards, cancel, remove, is like Intel, they have, or not Intel, EVGA. Here, there we go. Like EVGA, they kind of transfer warranty. So why is it not showing up this one? Okay, maybe we'll type in Strix. No. You're killing me, guys. They don't have this one rated yet. Gigabyte. Ors Pro. Ors Elite. Oh, I just don't have it listed. I just don't know much about it to really recommend yay or nay. Not bad, but I would like to see that 3200. Not great. I mean, it's new. It's plus. I don't like Corsair because they only work with their Q solution. Kind of the downside there. Okay, so this one, I mean, I've worked with Deepcool in the past. They're pretty cool to work with. I have no issues with them. I don't know what the OEM is. I'd have to look into it, but, you know, this is something they mentioned. Like, they're built in China, so, and there's also the US Canadian support, so your mileage may vary there. Okay, I think it's time to start. That's potentially a really good deal. If this is 1080p, I would say it's okay. Specs. It's okay. For the size, I think that's what makes it pretty okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a huge fan. Let me see. Oh, those are sexy. And for $74, that ain't too bad. They are CL18 now, so yeah, get your mileage may vary. Okay, so you stay there. More fun. Guess I'll turn my monitor again so you guys can watch what I'm doing. Sorry, headphone users. I'll turn the monitor in a second. Let me flip the switch. I'll have to rerun that test. I had the side panel open. That's not a correct test. Fail. I'll probably I'm going to do the rest of the testing off camera, by the way, guys, just so you know. Because I'd like you guys to see it, and I'm not really configured for it tonight. So that ran 93 degrees with a 23 degrees ambient with the side panel off. I should have recorded GPU temperature as well. That actually may have not been a bad idea considering how I'm configured, but I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm just trying to show you how good these products are overall. I don't go super deep. I also try to go, put together a pretty realistic situation. I think Gamers Nexus does that too nowadays, but they're very deep in their stuff. I don't do this full time. It doesn't. I only make a few $100 a month off of AdSense, and I mean literally a couple. So you figure 70 to 100,000 views a month, so do the math. Okay. So I will fix you guys up with just watching this, but I will shrink this here so you guys can see whatever I'm talking. So I need to open the hardware info. I also have SSD testing to do, but I'll do that on the other system. I don't like tearing down my system if I can avoid it. Okay. Let's close a lot of background programs, get this CPU cooled down a fair bit, and then we'll go get off this cord, get off this. Clear stats. We're now sitting in the 40s. Open this, GPU, go, and then I will go ahead and start my timer again. And I'll measure temperature. We're currently at 22.5. We'll measure it at its height here in a little bit. Okay. Back to what I was doing here. Let's actually see, does Newegg see if they have anything up for Black Friday 2020. Let's see. So, God, that really looks bad. Good deal. So this is gonna be, oh, okay. So yeah, this is the laptop I bought, except it has more SSD, probably better cooling. So I would say not a bad deal. Oh, there's an additional rebate. It's supposed to be $4.99. So I would say I like this because just simple memory upgrade. You don't have to mess with it. Let me look at this one here. See, what I don't like is this should be 16 gigs of RAM. I like this, but it should be 16 gigs of RAM. It is at least a 6-core, so I will give them that, but not a fan of that deal. Not a fan of that deal. Not a great fan of that. Okay, let's go next page here. I don't like this. This is used parts. Well, okay, SkyTech, they probably have had these laying around for a while. I don't like this deal either. I guess I can't actually click on that. Yeah, I mean, SSD isn't that big. I mean, I feel like you can do better. That's actually pretty good there. Depending on which i7. That's a good deal. That's going to be a good deal. That's a pretty decent deal. If that's 1440p, that's a really good deal. Let me see if I can't actually click on this stuff. I feel like go through it this way. $50% off with promo code. That's 5, not 50. Anyway. So, good grief, over an hour ago. Yeah, I've been doing some benchmarking. This, I don't know if actually closing that up is helping it or hurting it, but we're up to only 88 degrees so far. You would think it'd be hurting it, but we shall see. 88.9. Anyway, so the problem is I don't know. It doesn't really tell me enough to actually say yay or nay. Not a bad budget deal. I don't really like that deal personally. I don't like that one either. That one I'm not a fan of. That one I'm not a fan of. That one I'm not a fan of. I don't think any of those are good deals. Okay. Garbage. Okay. Good. That's actually. Oh yeah, because this will be probably $80 then. So that's a good deal. Even $100, that's a good deal. So, bad deal, worst deal, even worse deal. Not a bad deal there. Just because if you're going like ultra cheap. It doesn't have the best VRM, but at that price, that's good. That's a good deal. I can't really say yay or nay there. That's a pretty good deal. This is a good deal. It doesn't actually tell me which graphics card though. That's probably okay. No idea what that is. That is decent. That's a good deal. That's SATA, but you know what? If you're going ultra budget, that's good. That's also a good deal. That's an okay deal. I don't really buy into spending that much on NVMe SSD. Very good deal. Not a good deal. Very good deal. This is a deal. So this is obviously it's probably QL's. Well, here, let me look. So EX900. So let's look this up. I'm on Newegg's Black Friday. Well, this is like, I guess this is whatever BlackFriday.com came up with. So I'm going to continue with AdBlock. I don't really care. Oh, it's DRAMless. That's rough. I mean, reads, writes are good. Controller's fine. Good write cycle. Here's the thing. When we're talking a $45 NVMe SSD, I don't think DRAMless is going to be a big deal. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. But this DIY PC is probably not trash if it has at least one fan. I'm not a fan of this case. I used it. It was okay. Not great airflow, but if you're going like super budget, where airflow is not going to be super essential, if you have low performance parts, that's a good deal. Assuming if this is $70, then a $30 rebate, this is really good. If you have to get the rebate to get this price, then I would do a hard pass on that. This is okay. We have better deals than this going on right now, so that's kind of why I'm there. Don't get Corsair Vengeance. They require you to use the IQ stuff. Yeah, QLC doesn't bother me. DRAM list does. I actually don't know how legit this website is. I thought this was actually Black Friday, but it's not. Okay, so this is about as accurate as we can get. We can assume these are pretty legit. No guaranteed. But, okay, let's go next page. That's a pretty good deal. So here, I'm going to complain about this for a second. People have such a hard on for Samsung SSDs, and I don't know. I don't really understand it. This is a SATA 3. Believe it's a QLC SSD. This is going to be more or less no better than anything else on the market at that price. But people really, really look at Samsung as the best of the best. Anyway, that's a good budget deal. I can sign off on that. Older parts, but I think it costs about the same. Not bad. Better. Decent. Okay, yeah, so Crackling Ice agrees with me, thankfully. This I like. Let me see what the MX200 or 250. Here, let's actually look at the specs. We don't actually have specs. Are you serious? Are you serious now? Come on, NVIDIA. Come on, man. Okay, here we go. 384 CUDA cores. That's honestly not bad for a laptop graphics card. This is Pascal, so that's 14 nanometer, 4 gigs RAM, GDDR5, 64-bit. That's good for WoW. That's good for League of Legends. You know, it's a good entry level card to play your older, you know, non AAA titles, and you can play probably some AAA titles in like lower detail, but the problem is there's better at this price. That's the only downside. So, I feel like there's gonna be better deals out there than this and this. So I'm kind of like, like normal price. This is a pretty decent deal now, but I've actually bought that for better. Stay away from that. Don't think that's going to be worth it. Don't think that's worth it. I don't really have an opinion on keyboards and mice. I'm not an expert in those areas, so same thing. I'm not sure how good that is personally. Cooler Master's other stuff is pretty low end, but decent. Never buy. Never buy. And here's why. Oh, sorry. Okay, 91.8 and 23.1. So let me go ahead and log that here. So now we're 10.5 degrees higher. And just, again, I mean, I'm not doing this, but do note that, you know, that's going to actually run warmer. Or it's, the performance will be worse. Excuse me. But here's the reason why. These fans are $40 a piece. And me and Crackling Ice actually had a discussion about this not too long ago. The fans are important, and you want them to look nice. But here's a good example. Let me make this bigger here. Hold on. Oh, wrong one. So this is my PC. Okay. Now, I don't have the RGB on memory set up yet, but I will. Do I have that fan on backwards? Oh, no. I had that turned all the way. That's why. So I have 3 in the front, 1 in the top, 1 in the rear, and then I have, or 1 in the rear, 3 in the front. And then I have 1 that goes on the CPU over there. These cost me for these 6 $65, $70. They move 1.78 millimeters per H2O at 1800 RPM. They are currently at about 1800 RPM. You're a foot away. It's not that loud. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's not that loud. I'm sorry, it's not. And you're going to get, at most, in my honest opinion, 2 degrees for a few decibels at most. Now, these fans were $65. I think they were $65 for 6. The fans on this screen here. Oh, let me move this here. Are $110 on Black Friday special for 3. I can't fathom that. The other thing is that I think it works in motherboard software, but you have to use like their controller, and it's not a really clean setup. It's really not. But anyway, nothing on here is of excitement. Again, nothing on here is of excitement. Except maybe those. We need to get some more cameras in my house. I also need more hard drive space too, so neither here nor there. Now we're going into TVs. Yeah, we're outside my realm here, so. What do I want to do next? By the way, I'm going to rant for a second. So, this peaked out at 92 degrees And it's currently 22.9, which makes it 73, which is room temp. And that's just physically here. That's not like actually downstairs. So now that's IS 64. So I get that, right? That's not a realistic situation. You're never going to run into that. So let's do this. And this is what I have to say to people about stock coolers on AMD Ryzen. So let's clear stats once to get everything to level out a bit. Let's do superposition, and then I'll do a blender. Let's do 1080p high. Let's go ahead and clear stats one more time just to be fair. There you go. So I don't think Ryzen stock coolers are that great. I think they're better than Intel, but here's the thing. I have a review coming out of the 10400, and to be honest, I would not recommend over, or I would recommend over 3600 just straight up. Like nothing else factored in, I would. Because that chip at stock will run 4 gigahertz, 60 watts. Stock cooler is plenty sufficient. It won't go over 70 with a decent case. For AMD to hit these higher boost clocks, granted I can hit 4.2 on all cores without really much work at all, like auto settings. It hits 95 watts. But the cooler is rated, more or less, oh sorry, you guys aren't actually looking at me obviously, but it's rated at 65. So that's kind of a problem. It's great that they include a stock cooler, don't get me wrong. But my point is that to be honest, I almost never include it in the system. And I think what we're going to find out here is I'm about to install a 30 or 35. Here, let me move this off for a second here, go to my Amazon account. Orders. When did I buy this? $29. Well, actually, it's back up in price. Oh no, that is the. What's this one? Oh, that's the black version. But okay, so I did buy this for less than this. Let me. Is there any Okay, there's no personal information on this page. Okay, good. I did buy this for that price, but it's more expensive now. But this was $29, and I'm very confident that this CPU cooler is going to do a lot of good. There's an all black version, which looks pretty neat. They also have a white version as well. So this is 4-pin RGB though. I feel like with Ryzen, it's almost expected even at stock that you need to get a better CPU cooler for just optimal noise, airflow, sound, and performance. Whereas with Intel, that's not the case. So I'm going to Intel fanboy love my next video, but it won't be relevant long term. But yeah, I think this will do fine. It says it's rated to 180 watts. We'll see how accurate that actually is. But mounting's easy. I've already mounted it. I have videos going up in the next bit here. But I mean, the reviews are solid. This is one that I had to buy myself. I didn't get as a review sample, but let me see what this person's showing. 2600X at 62 max. That's pretty good. To be honest, like looking at this here, let me show it to you guys. All right. So, I did my thermal paste on one point. Make sure that I can actually see what I'm doing here. So it has, 4 heat pipes that go, through it. It's actually really sturdy. You can see the 4 heat pipes at the bottom here. It's not as thick as its other brother, but it honestly, I have high expectations. I'm expecting basically Hyper 212 performance from it. That's my expectation. Okay. So 65.5 degrees. Now, actually, we probably should have done a different benchmark, but it's all good. That's not bad. Now, that also didn't stress the CPU at all either, so do keep that in mind. Next. And I'm also using a graphics card that's liquid cooled, so that's another thing to consider. That if I was using an open air cold GPU, these temperatures would be higher. It'd be higher across the board though, but it would affect the stock cooler more. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and run a Blender test. So this is a realistic workload because people actually do use Blender. Somebody said, "What's the TDP on these specs?" They said, "I'm not certain." 120 watts, even though on the cooler it says 180. To be honest, it's probably between 120 and 150. It's 154 millimeters tall, so it'll fit like shorter cases too, which is nice. But the reviews are solid. Like RAM clearance, well, that's kind of a problem you're gonna have to deal with no matter what. To be honest, dude, I honestly can't see how this would have RAM clearance or RAM clearance issues, because if you take a look at it, the fan's not going to extend out. Let me extend this out again here. It's not going to extend out further than here. So it's like impossible for it to have RAM clearance, to be honest, but I guess your mileage may vary. I don't know. Let's see how well she's doing. She's hurting a little bit, but it's fine. But yeah, I mean, it is, almost looks like a Scythe Mugen there, to be honest. This is the one, yeah, this is the 235. This is the one I got for him. This is the one I'm selling. This has, I think this has 6 heat pipes. I believe 3 and 3. Or 6 and 6, right? Not 3 and 3. Let me mute that here. Yeah, I mean, the RGB works fine. No, I've already tested that, so. Anyway, let me bring back up what I was working on. Yes, over here. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal, so. Let's go back to build a PC sales, see if there's anything new before I close out the evening here. Now this is a good deal. Nice seller rating. So whoever is selling this is garbage. Oof, there's only one, but only gave 101. Okay, well, still, if it's not shipped to Walmart, I'd be really careful about that. So I think we pretty much went through it all. How many total clicks do I have? 93. Not bad. Is there anything else you guys want me to touch upon while we're before I close it out? Already went across the 6900 XT expectations, where I think that's going to land at. Oh, if it's the same size, 212, one small. Yeah. So, but what my point was that the fan, if you look here, I can grab a fan to show you. So when you go to put this fan on, let's say, we'll put it on this side because, darn it, it's got routed out, whatever. So my point was, when you look at it, it basically, oh wait, I need to expand this a little bigger so you can see. It really is not, the only reason why this is overhangs, I can't get it flush because the wire's sticking out. Here, we'll do it this way. So it's gonna more or less be, oh wait, you guys are upside down. It's gonna be almost there. So it's like, unless this piece is literally next to the RAM slot, which there's gonna be a little bit of a gap, it honestly should be fine. So all CPU workload, we were at 84 degrees. So not particularly great. That's like exporting a video or something like that. But anyway, I'll give you guys half minute or so to suggest or recommend anything to me before I close out you guys want to chat about. Otherwise, I will end the night with working on some rest of my benchmarking for the video. And I should probably actually start working on editing these videos. I have a bunch that need to go out. Here I have, I guess I can do it like this. Upcoming, I'm going to be doing the build log for the system I built. Those are always hit or miss. Case review ended up pretty good. I got some fans review, some SSDs review, graphics card head-to-head, CPU head-to-head. So I have quite a bit coming down. I'm actually booked out quite far now. So let me bring up YouTube here. Wait, it's the truth about what? So scheduled out for Monday, I have so this board I end up reviewing is pretty short. Then I have a $20 Kohler, hint, wasn't that great. The Montech Air X, that's the case I reviewed there. And then I also reviewed this motherboard as well because that's the build. So that's what I have done so far. I still have the build log to publish. I have like 6 or 7 videos that should take us through hopefully mid-December with any other projects, plus a laptop review. So I'm going to be pretty busy for a bit. Hopefully, I probably won't do as many streams. My streams aren't super compelling. I just kind of like to do it to talk to some people, answer any questions people have. I always like to help people if I can. So, and to be honest, I've been trash at comments recently. I'm sorry. Life is busy, as you guys know. But here, I'll put it back on myself, do an outro here. Oh. How long can you guys see me? Check my OBS. There we go. There we go. So if you guys like the stream, share it. I mean, I don't know how many people loved it, but I do like working with you guys, interacting. Like it, share it, leave a comment. Whatever you guys want to do definitely is very helpful. If you look at any of my other videos, there are links in Amazon to where to buy them. I do get a small kickback if you do buy anything from those. But as always, this is Steve from Big Head Tech, and I'll see you all later on down the road.